Project. My name is Anna Guzman, and this project is for LO 703 Creative Thinking course under the help and guidance of Professor William J. Haney. Today's November 7, 2016. And welcome to my Creators Village. As you can see, there's 3 homes on one side, 4 homes on the other. The blue roofs are for the men creators, and the purple are for the ladies. And all these houses are on a creative path where creators can put things on the path and then take away from the path. Then there's also roadblocks that each and everyone has had to encounter and overcome. Some of them were faced with rape, losing a parent at a young age, love issues, you name it. There are all kinds of struggles that they've had to overcome, just like anyone else. So that is what that represents. The first home here we have is that of Marion Milner. I'll tell you a little bit about her and then we'll visit her home. Milner was born in Kensington, London on February 1st, 1900. Her maiden name was Nina Marion Blackett. She was known for her work as a analyst, psychologist, author, artist. She died in London on May 29, 1998. In her education, she attended University College of London. She obtained a degree in psychology in 1924. Um, in self-analysis, she found herself to be petty, vain, fearful, and angry. There was one incident where the blood vessels in her eye bursted unconsciously, so due to unconscious anger. So she carried a lot of anger in her. Like Milner, I have had and continue to experience my troubles with painting and coloring. It seems like we both struggle with thinking outside the box in this area. I can relate to experiencing this intense desire to color pictures the same color that they would appear in real life. Recently, when I was working on my happy birthday penguin card for this class, I had to do a sun, but I wanted to do it orange because that is what the Eric Carlisle's sun looked like, was orange, but I really wanted to. It was really hard to paint it orange because I really wanted to do it yellow, but eventually I took a marker to it and colored it orange, but it was originally some yellow tissue paper. Hope that makes sense. Um, Unlike Milner, I am still very much inside my box. She was able to overcome her issues and is now a great painter, or was a great painter. I just have not been able to do so. So that is a work in progress. The butterflies that you see on her door, she used to write a lot. Basic technique is kind of introspection, observing fleeting thoughts. She used to refer them as butterfly thoughts, so that is why you see butterflies in there. Today we had kids visit us and they took my little Legos out of my house, so her house is empty. So I do apologize for that. So we have some colors and some paint references. Second home, David Mackenzie. I'll give you Mr. I'm just gonna call him David. I don't think I can pronounce his last name pretty good. David Mackenzie. I'll give you is best known as the father of advertising. He was born in June 23rd, 1911, West Horsley, England. He died in his home in Houffeux, France on July 21st, 1999, at the age of 78. He was a renowned advertising executive. He was a genius and an expert in the field of selling a product. He's best known for his book Confessions of an Advertising Man, which has been translated into 14 languages. By using his research knowledge, he was able to transform the world of advertisement. He was always interested in researching consumers on what made them tick. He also understood the art of direct marketing. He introduced creativity and morality into advertisements. He was educated in Fettes College of Edinburgh at the Christ Church, Oxford, although he did not graduate there. The rest of his education took place in Paris in the kitchen of Hotel Majestic. In his role of chef, he learned structure, discipline, and management. Monsignor Pitter was the head of the Hotel Majestic kitchen, and he ruled with an iron fist. He ingrained in David the importance of long and hard work, the importance of always producing your absolute best, and the importance of surrounding himself with competent people. After leaving there, he worked selling stoves and eventually came to the U.S., where he landed a job with George Gallup's Audience Research Institute in New Jersey. He later moved on from that. He had a farm in Pennsylvania. He grew tired of farming, went back to marketing. At the age of 38, to start a new venture. Um, Got back into the marketing field very successfully. David was married 3 times, had one son only. In one word, I would describe David as a go-getter. He was not afraid to start from scratch to reach his goals. He left stable jobs to go and race in search of new ventures. He was a cook, salesman, diplomat, farmer. After all that, he managed to help increase to the 10th biggest advertising agency in the world, his company. I can relate to him because I also started from the bottom. Telemarketing job where they were very, very, very strict. I dreaded that job. It's a Dial America. But it set a strong foundation, and I learned so much to this day that from there that I continue to use. Unlike David, I am not a risk taker. I am fat and happy, as Mr. Dr. Haney would say, and I like where I'm at. So those are just references of his home, London, Paris, or where he worked at it as a chef. The fruit basket, when he had the farm, cooking as a chef. The scaled, um, being accurate, the structure that brought with it. The one bike, he had one son only. On this side, poker table, poker chips, all that indicates risk which he was willing to take that I am not for me. Next home here in the back, sorry, is Kathy Kate Johnson, and she is still alive. Kate, as she sometimes is known, was born in Independence, Missouri, 1942. She worked as a naturalist, writer, and freelance artist for the past 30, or has worked um, for the past 30 years. She's still alive and doing well. She resides in the Excelsior Springs area since 1969. In addition, she serves as a contributing editor to 2 magazines. She has written and illustrated 34 books and has helped done the same for other authors. She's a member of the Authors Guild. She actively maintains her own Facebook page. Clearly, technology does not faze her. In addition to her Facebook, she sells on eBay, has her own web page, YouTube channel, and maintains an Etsy shop. In 1980, her own publishing company, Graphics Fine Arts Press. Kate is best known for watercolorist, illustrator of natural history and history subjects, mythic and Celtic inspiration works. Also, her personal favorite, she works in display all the way from private corporate collections to Hallmark cards. She writes and has been featured in at least 13 magazines. Kate is married to Joseph Ruckman, and they have a number of fur babies, in her own words. She describes him as my accountant's support team, idea man, proofreader, and my knight. She's obsessed with Celtic myth and history, reenacting pottery, jewelry design, and drawing, painting. It was interesting to see that, just like my creator from last week, she enjoys nature and solitude. The whole solitude thing seems to be a common denominator among a lot of these creators. She is very hands-on and innovative. In 1980, she was looking for a place that she could retreat to work with very little help. She built a 224 square foot cabin outside her home in Excelsior Springs. She reminds me of me in the area of walking. She likes to go out, I guess, and walk and be out in nature. Reminds me of my walks with my mom and how we just sometimes go out to the mountains or find us a hiking trail or what have you and just go hiking. So that's that. Let me take a little tour of the house. Fur baby, that's a dog. She's crafty, so you got painting, writing, utensils, very naturalistic. So I went to town with the tea. The benches remind me of her cabin. More crafting supplies, and on this wall, some additional crafting supplies. See my voice. We have arrived at the house of Alfred Edward Houseman, 1859-1936. I'll tell you a little bit about him. He was the eldest of 7 children. His mother passed away when he was 12. A year later, at the age of 13, he abandoned the Christian church and became an atheist at 21. Houseman never married. It was said that while at Oxford, he fell in love with Moses John Jackson. Jackson was not interested in men and did not reciprocate his advances. Some believe that his heartbreak was the cause of Houseman failing his classes and leaving Oxford without a degree. His love for Jackson was also said to be inspiration behind the last poems. Houseman wrote these prior to Jackson's death so that he would be able to read them. In 1877, he attended St. John's College, Oxford, and received his first class honors in classical moderations. While working in his patent office in London, he studied Greek and Roman classics. Froelich, the lad, struggled to gain success, but became more relevant after World War One, at which point he resonated with more people due to the nostalgic depiction of brave English soldiers. He's described as recluse, rejecting honors and avoiding the public eye. Um, I can relate to him because I hate write with a passion does not come to me an easy task to me. I have to let go and open my mind to love for the writing juices to start flowing. I usually might read a DQ and then go out for a walk. So in the book, it talks about him going out for a walk, having you know, love would come to him at a time, and sitting down having a pint of beer, throwing it back some beer. I might be throwing back a Red Bull. So his house is a depiction of that, of him being a teacher, a professor, writing all the books. The infamous book of poems about love, about running out of time. That's the book on the wall there. And that's a table and a pint of beer. The empty frames his rejection towards honors. That's what that's about. Second home, Sir Lawrence Kerr Oliver, 1907-1989. I apologize. Sir Lawrence Kerr Oliver was born in Dorking, England, in May 22nd, 1907. He was knighted in 1947. He was the most acclaimed author during the 20th century. He worked mainly in England, but made a number of films in Hollywood. He was known for his work as an actor, producer, and director. He is most remembered by his roles in Shakespeare roles. He received 12 nominations for the Academy Award, winning twice. Oliver was married 3 times. He was married to Joanne. Later, he was married to Jill Esmond, and finally, a controversial marriage later because there was an affair involved. I'm so sorry. It was rumored that Oliver might have been involved with some male actors. He had been rumored to have had a sexual dalliance with actor Danny Kaye. Others stated that it was not Kaye, but actor Henry Allen. In his autobiography, Oliver admits to being tempted but never following through with his relationship with either man. He was known to experience crippling stage fright, though he even as he sees an actor, which is something that I can relate to, because as we speak, I'm probably having a panic attack over filming this. That is a depiction of him on the stage, going in the Anglican church. The 3 little roses there are representative of his wives. That representative London, his own. The next home we have is Maya Angelou. She was born Marjorie Johnson, 1928. 2014, so she recently passed away. Maya Angelou was born Marguerite Johnson, St. Louis, Missouri, on April 4th, 1928. Angelou passed away in May 28, 2014, North Carolina, at the age of 86. She was an author, poet, historian, songwriter, playwright, dancer, stage and screen producer, director, performer, singer, civil rights activist. She's best known for 7 autobiographies that she wrote. In addition to being the first Black woman producer in Hollywood. Extensive amount of awards, but she was raped at the age of 7 by her mother's boyfriend, and then she stopped speaking for 5 years, just to try to deal, I guess, with the trauma of all this, and then she regained her voice by writing. In the book, it mentioned that she would go to a hotel, get in bed, start writing. There used to be a bed here, but the kids that visited today took the bed. And that is a depiction of that. She likes cooking. She had loved cooking, inspired by African art. Cooking utensils there on the floor. She had one son, was really, really close to him because she loved cooking. So that's the apron. That's why that's there. Small family, but she would have loved the big, huge family. So her doors were always welcome to other people to join her and her son. And finally, the smaller house here at the end. I'm not a big of creative author as they are. Sorry. So my house is smaller. And I'm Michelle Guzman, and yes, that is when I was born. Still alive. I'm inspired by Snicker Magic, was by Natalie Lloyd. My fiance is her uncle, and she's been through a lot of struggles, so I'm really inspired by her. I'm inspired